When I had my own business, I used to wake up to 2,000 bags sitting in a warehouse that needed to be sold as quickly as possible. There was always something pulling at me. Now I wake up and I open a blank page. And this is the hardest part about being an entrepreneur that nobody talks about. All the momentum has to come from an internal source. 5 years after I started my own accessories business, I realized I didn't want to do it anymore. The tariff changes in the US had made shipping a complete nightmare. Delivery costs were going through the roof. I was finding it hard to keep my prices where I thought they should be. But most of all, I was not excited about the products anymore. When I started the business, I loved the products. I thought about them for 5 years before I even designed them. I'm not a fashion designer, and thinking about the next range is so important when you have a product business. I was having meetings with my designers and nothing was exciting me. And that's when I knew I needed to stop. I was no longer in love with the brand. Admitting it to myself ended up actually being the easy part. Arno, my husband, was astounded and he begged me to keep going. He said I just made it to through the hardest part, the first 5 years. I had a business that was scalable, I had a business that was profitable, and I was crazy to let it go. But despite the impossible beginning, which was launching in January 2020, just before COVID hit, I had seen success in all of the ways that I'd imagined. I'd got them into Le Bon Marché, Fennec, Goop. They were in all of these amazing shops. Customers loved them. Even though it looked like it was succeeding, it was failing in all of the other ways that really mattered. I couldn't get my return on ads to a place that I needed to keep it afloat. Big shops were buying, but at the same time, it was stressing me out so much. Every week I was trying to come up with a new plan to fight a new fire, and I realized I just couldn't do it anymore. There was also Brexit, there were warehousing issues. My warehouse in the US lost 500 units that weren't apparently insured. My cortisol was just on overload month after month. And one day it hit me. I could just walk away. It was a bit like the feeling of leaving a marriage because it had become such a big part of my identity, and it felt so embarrassing and shameful, especially because I'd had so much support from my friends and family. I mean, my friends had been my first customers. They'd promoted me. They'd shared every Instagram post. They'd gotten me meetings with stores and shops. And now I was just going to quit the whole thing and walk away. The worst part about it all was I didn't even have a plan B. The morning the money from the sale arrived into my account and the business was officially not mine anymore, I opened my laptop and stared at a blank screen and I said, what the hell am I going to do next? So that was a year ago. And since then, I've started to build a solo entrepreneur business, which is mostly consulting, content creation. Part of the business that I like doing most, and now I'm helping other businesses to do the same thing. Basically, the most important thing I've learned about this career path is so much of your day is spent fighting against procrastination. When there's no massive overheads that's sinking money in the background without you doing anything, when there's no team of people asking you questions or customers coming to you with things that need answering, you have to find the momentum all within you. And while it seems like so much of that laziness is actually just you wanting to go make yourself another sandwich, motivating yourself on your own is really hard. It's the trap of having too much freedom and not having a beast over your shoulder. You have to come up with that beast all by yourself. Now what I have to do is open my laptop 9 a.m. and coax myself to do my first deep work sprint. I know I can't get very good work done after 3 p.m. In any given day, there are 100 things I need to do, but there are also 100 things that I could do, all in the name of business. I mean, that can literally be looking at a scented candles Instagram page. It can also be writing scripts, and deciding in every minute which thread to follow is the hardest part by a long shot. You basically have to become a ninja at ignoring all the million ways that your brain is being pulled and focus on the one thing that day which is going to move the needle. It's something I've just started to master, literally just, and I've been doing this for nearly a year. And in doing so, I've learned a lot about myself. Mostly if there's a beach or a ski slope nearby, I'm probably not going to get that much work done. If you're going through a huge work transition, specifically if you're thinking about or leaving a corporate job, a business, or something that has been your work identity for a long time, just give yourself a beat, give yourself time. I think it's really important to make all the mistakes at the beginning, and I'm still making loads of mistakes. I'm letting clients down. I'm not managing expectations. I'm terrible at managing my own time. I'm promising things that I can't get done. But every time you do it, you become slightly better at the role that you're trying to fit yourself into. A lot of the first few months when you try out something new is literally just following the little threads that are pulling at you and seeing which ones are giving you the kind of joyful work that makes you forget what time it is and you look up from your laptop and it's time for that sandwich. Also, a lot of that those first few months might look like crickets when it comes to the money coming in. I mean, it definitely was for me. I started out pitching really low offers and getting some work in. Some months I had nothing, but slowly but surely I'm now starting to see that finally the momentum is picking up. It's a bit like scrambling eggs. It looks like nothing's happening, but now I can see, okay, the clients are coming in, the offers are there, and this is something that I could really make sustainable. But yeah, every mistake I made was necessary and unavoidable. So you have to give yourself grace to do that, to make those mistakes, and it would be impossible not to. Each mistake I made pointed me somewhere and nudged me in the direction that I understood I want to go. I would also prepare for 0 revenue months. There is a whole ecosystem of creators out there telling you how to make 10K in your first 2 months as a freelancer, as a content creator. I think the reality for most people is there will be 0 revenue months at the start, especially if you find yourself transitioning from something completely different, and especially if you quit before you have any real clients. Skills accumulate, your own brand builds. As long as you keep putting stuff out there, slowly but surely it will come in. If that means working a little longer before you quit and building up your safety net, then do give yourself that. I don't have a success story to tell you yet. Some of my months I earn less than €1,000. I'm in the middle of it. I'm still pulled in a million directions. Some days I think I'm going to launch another product business. Some days I'm like, maybe I should just open a boutique hotel in the countryside. But I'm definitely more sure of what I'm building now. And I have a roadmap to how that could give me the financial freedom that I want from life and from work. Every now and then I interview for a real job, and the process only makes me realize how much I don't want to work for anybody else. Even those interviews, time-consuming job applications, are worth doing just to nudge me back onto the straight and narrow. The most important thing for me is I'm more excited than ever to get back to the desk every morning. There's no Sunday blues. There's an excitement when I wake up to go and attack the next task I have on my list, even when the bank balance is looking at me skeptically. AdSense millions are just around the corner, and my 10 subscribers, now 11, can vouch for that.